Have you ever stopped to consider that the seemingly random moments, the perfect timing of opportunities, and the uncanny encounters you experience are not merely luck, but direct computational outputs of your internal state? We operate under the illusion of a chaotic, chance-driven universe, yet ancient wisdom and modern quantum physics both whisper the same radical truth. The structure of reality responds dynamically to the energy you emit. If synchronicity feels like a miracle, it is only because we have forgotten that we are the architects of the vibrational conditions required for those miracles to manifest. This deep dive will explore how your personal frequency acts as the prime mover, dictating not just what events occur, but precisely when they occur, literally bending and reshaping the linear flow of perceived time around your emotional signature. This concept challenges the Newtonian framework, where time is an absolute, immutable container. Instead, we propose a universe where time is pliable, a malleable medium influenced by consciousness. When your emotional coherence is high, when joy, gratitude, or focused intention saturates your being, you are broadcasting a powerful signal into the quantum field. This signal acts like a tuning fork, calling forth events, people, and resources that vibrate at the exact matching frequency, collapsing potential future timelines into your present reality with impossible speed and precision. The coincidence is simply the universe efficiently delivering what you have energetically requested. We are investigating the profound link between feeling and function, thought and timeline. Understanding this connection moves synchronicity from a hopeful spiritual metaphor into a reliable, repeatable principle of energetic physics. You are not a passive observer moving through a fixed reality. You are an active, vibrating participant whose very presence alters the structure of space-time. The ability to manipulate time is not reserved for science fiction. It is the natural consequence of mastering your own internal vibrational output. By consciously managing your frequency, you gain the ability to accelerate or delay outcomes, effectively controlling the tempo of your life's unfolding narrative. Before we dive into the fundamental physics of personal frequency and temporal reshaping, we invite you to anchor this experience in your reality. Tell us your city or country in the comments below, letting us know where in the world you are beginning this journey of conscious creation. Ensure you stay until the very end, as the final practices we share will give you the tools to immediately begin implementing these principles and observe the accelerated shifts in your life. The widely accepted concept of synchronicity, meaningful coincidence, is often relegated to the realm of philosophy or New Age spiritualism, treated as a beautiful but ultimately unverifiable psychological phenomenon. However, when we apply the lens of quantum mechanics, synchronicity ceases to be a metaphor for luck and reveals itself as a fundamental principle of energetic attraction and vibrational alignment. At the subatomic level, all particles are interconnected fields of potential energy, and they do not operate in isolation. Your frequency, the combined electromagnetic output of your heart and brain, is the definitive instruction set broadcast into this field, and the universe must respond with matching information. The very idea of coincidence relies on the assumption of randomness and separation, yet the quantum world demonstrates inherent wholeness and entanglement. When two particles are entangled, changing the state of one instantaneously changes the state of the other, regardless of the distance separating them. Your consciousness is fundamentally entangled with the field of infinite possibilities. Therefore, the seemingly random appearance of a vital contact, the sudden discovery of a needed resource, or the timely arrival of an insightful message is not chance. It is the immediate entangled manifestation required to maintain vibrational coherence with the frequency you are currently holding. This principle is driven by energetic resonance. Imagine two violins tuned to the exact same pitch. When one string is plucked, the other begins to vibrate without being physically touched. Your emotional state is the plucked string. If you are vibrating with the resonance of lack and struggle, the universe must deliver circumstances that resonate with lack and struggle. Conversely, if you achieve genuine internal coherence based on abundance, gratitude, and expansion, the external world must instantaneously organize itself to reflect that internal state, delivering people and circumstances that harmonize perfectly with that elevated vibration, thus defining the mechanics of synchronicity. This energetic delivery system is so precise that the timing of events, the moments we call coincidence, are a direct calculation of the universe ensuring optimal timing for your maximum benefit relative to your current frequency. When you observe a perfect alignment, it is undeniable evidence that your internal broadcast is in harmonic resonance with the specific outcome desired. If this exploration of vibrational reality is expanding your understanding of how the universe operates, please take a moment right now to subscribe and join our community of conscious creators who are learning to harness these powerful forces. Synchronistic events are the observable proof that your internal vibrational architecture is actively restructuring external reality. They are not gentle nudges, they are the field collapsing around your consciousness. The timing is always impeccable because the delay between desire and manifestation is fundamentally dictated by the resistance, or lack thereof, in your current frequency. High resistance creates long delays, making events appear hard-won and linear. Low resistance, characterized by faith, detachment, and joy, accelerates the manifestation process, causing events to unfold rapidly and effortlessly. The concept of luck is merely a label we apply to the results achieved by individuals, consciously or unconsciously, maintaining a high and stable frequency. These individuals seem to effortlessly attract opportunities because their emotional broadcast is continuously optimized for receiving abundance and flow. They are not favored by chance. They are simply operating in vibrational alignment with the highest potential outcomes available in the quantum field, ensuring that the necessary elements arrive precisely when the personal frequency aligns with the universal potential. To truly embrace this quantum principle is to relinquish the victim mentality inherent in believing in randomness. It means accepting radical responsibility for your energetic state, recognizing that every emotion, every deeply held belief is a command signal. If your life appears chaotic or filled with frustrating delays, it is not the universe punishing you, but merely reflecting the fragmented or incoherent frequencies you are projecting. The moment you unify your intention and emotion, the external world instantly begins the reorganization process necessary to match the newly coherent input. This constant mirroring is why mastering your emotional environment is the only true form of mastery. External action is secondary to internal resonance. You can work tirelessly toward a goal, but if your dominant feeling is one of struggle and scarcity, the results will be delayed or will manifest with unnecessary friction. When your frequency shifts to effortless expectation and joyful anticipation, the universe streamlines the path, removing friction and introducing the coincidences that propel you forward with minimal effort, effectively proving the quantum link between frequency and instantaneous manifestation. Therefore, the next time a coincidence occurs, resist the urge to dismiss it as luck. Instead, pause and analyze your preceding emotional state and thought patterns. Recognize it as the tangible evidence of your vibrational effectiveness. This recognition solidifies the principle. Nothing is random, everything is data, and the timing of all events is a direct measure of your energetic signature in relation to the universal field. Time, as we commonly experience it, is a fixed metric, seconds ticking linearly from past to future. However, this Newtonian perception is profoundly limited and stands in contrast to how time is experienced and utilized at the quantum level. Your emotional frequency acts as a dial on the tempo of reality, fundamentally altering how you perceive and interact with the structure of time itself, causing it to accelerate, slow down, or even redirect its flow, relative to your internal state. This is not just a psychological trick, it is a profound energetic interaction where consciousness bends the temporal field. Consider the feeling of boredom or waiting for a crucial event. Time drags, each minute feeling like an hour. In this state, your frequency is often characterized by impatience, resistance, or low-level anxiety, a discordant vibration. This incoherence creates energetic drag, and the resistance acts as a temporal brake, stretching out the perceived duration. Conversely, when you are fully immersed in flow, deep gratitude, or creative inspiration, a state of high coherence, hours vanish instantaneously. This state of alignment accelerates the temporal experience because there is no resistance, allowing events to unfold rapidly into your present moment. The physical mechanism for this temporal manipulation lies in the heart-brain coherence. When your heart and brain rhythms are synchronized, you generate a much stronger, more organized electromagnetic field. This coherent field acts as a highly efficient antenna, attracting potential realities more quickly. The universe, which operates in a timeless domain, responds to the clarity of this signal by reorganizing external events to match your desired outcome faster than if the signal were weak or fragmented. A high-frequency state compresses the time needed between intention and manifestation. Your emotional frequency doesn't just change the speed of time, it affects the direction and quality of the flow. When your frequency is centered on future anxieties or dwelling on past regrets, the flow of time becomes turbulent and choppy, often leading to delays and obstacles. But when your frequency is anchored purely in the present moment, saturated with appreciation and focused intent, you tap into the optimal flow. This focused presence allows the universal current to push you smoothly and swiftly toward your highest potential timeline, effectively redirecting the trajectory of your immediate future. By centering your consciousness now, high emotional frequencies, such as profound joy or deep reverence, synchronize your consciousness with the higher dimensional aspects of the quantum field, where time is non-linear and operates simultaneously. When you resonate at this level, you are essentially accessing a vast bandwidth of information and possibilities that were previously unavailable. This access leads to sudden, massive insights, perfect timing, and the feeling that events are being orchestrated specifically for you. A classic sign that your temporal interaction is optimized and your reality is operating at peak efficiency. The concept of manifestation delays is nothing more than the gap between the frequency required for a desired outcome and the frequency you are currently broadcasting. If you desire abundance, a high-frequency reality, but spend your days in fear, a low-frequency state, time will slow down and obstacles will appear, demonstrating the energetic mismatch. To accelerate your timeline toward a desired future, you must embody the emotional frequency of that future now, effectively skipping the perceived waiting period by collapsing the vibrational distance between your present and future selves. To truly wield this power is to use your emotional state as a predictive tool. If you feel stress, you are likely accelerating undesirable timelines or delaying desirable ones due to resistance. If you feel expansive and peaceful, you are operating in a state of temporal acceleration toward positive manifestation. The universe requires no effort. It simply requires the correct, coherent input signal. Therefore, time manipulation is ultimately a matter of emotional regulation and intentional focusing of your most precious resource, your attention and energy. This mastery allows you to observe how seemingly unrelated past actions suddenly converge to create a massive present opportunity. This temporal convergence happens because your current high frequency has retroactively activated the optimal timing for those past seeds to sprout. Your present state is literally the gravitational center, pulling dispersed moments from the past and future together into a synchronized, impactful convergence in the now, showcasing the non-linear potential of frequency-based reality architecture. Therefore, the next time you wish for things to move faster or slow down, stop manipulating the external situation and tune your internal frequency. Recognize that the experience of time is merely a reflection of your energetic coherence. Optimize your emotion, and the flow of time will effortlessly optimize around your reality, providing the perfect tempo for your unfolding life. To truly grasp how frequency reshapes time, we must first accept the quantum reality that the field of existence is fundamentally a timeless space of infinite possibilities. The quantum field, or zero-point energy field, exists outside the linear constraints of past, present, and future as we understand them. It is a vast ocean of unmanifested potential, where all potential realities, all possible versions of your life, past and future, exist simultaneously as pure energy waves, waiting for the focusing power of consciousness to collapse them into concrete reality. In this timeless space, your current frequency does not merely affect the next moment, it instantly rearranges the entire structure of your potential timeline. Imagine your life as a collection of countless parallel tracks. Your predominant frequency acts as the locomotive switch, determining which track you are currently occupying. A sudden, coherent shift in your emotional state, say moving from profound lack to absolute certainty and abundance, does not gradually adjust your trajectory. It instantly jumps you onto a new timeline where abundance is the established, existing reality. This concept explains why radical transformations often feel sudden and dramatic rather than slow and incremental. When your personal frequency achieves vibrational coherence with a drastically different potential timeline, the transition is instantaneous within the timeless field. The perceived delay we experience in the physical world is merely the time it takes for the new energetic reality to stabilize and translate into observable, three-dimensional events. The moment the internal frequency shifts, the universal commitment to the new reality is already complete. The non-linearity of the quantum field dictates that energy shifts reorganize your potential immediately, regardless of physical proximity. Consider this. If you hold a frequency of true gratitude for something you currently lack, you are vibrationally acknowledging the presence of that thing in your reality. By doing this, you are collapsing the wave function of potential, compelling the universe to manifest the corresponding reality rapidly. Have you ever experienced a sudden, inexplicable shift where an impossible problem simply dissolved when your perspective changed? Share your thoughts on timeline shifts in the comments below. This instantaneous reorganization is possible because the quantum field holds the potential for every moment of time simultaneously. The past is not gone, and the future is not yet written. Both exist as accessible energy information. By changing your frequency now, you are effectively changing the resonant requirement for which version of the past and which version of the future you are entangled with. Your emotional state is the key that unlocks the specific, desired sequence of events from the infinite library of potential realities held in the field. When you operate from a low, survival-based frequency, your timeline possibilities contract. You are limited to realities that resonate with struggle, scarcity, and limited potential. However, raising your frequency through focused intent, joy, or meditation expands your access, suddenly making high-level opportunities, unexpected meetings, and expansive solutions available. You haven't earned these opportunities linearly. You have simply moved yourself to a timeline where they are already an intrinsic part of the landscape. The greatest challenge to harnessing this power is the human tendency to use linear time as a measure of success. We often abandon high-frequency practices if the manifestation doesn't appear within a fixed time frame. But remember, the time delay is not in the quantum commitment, it is in your sustained coherence. If you fluctuate your frequency, you jump between timelines, resulting in chaotic manifestations and delays. True mastery involves maintaining the energetic commitment long enough for the new reality to fully solidify into your physical experience. Therefore, the goal is not to wait for the future, but to activate it now by embodying its energetic signature. By seeing the quantum field as a massive, timeless energetic buffer that holds everything you could ever desire, you realize that acquisition is not about effort, it is about alignment. If you can sustain the feeling of the desired outcome, the field must deliver the temporal sequence necessary for that outcome to arrive effortlessly and precisely on time. Understanding the quantum field's timeless nature reveals that all coincidences are simply the elegant convergence of possibilities dictated by your current energetic position. There are no delays in the field, only sustained incoherence in the observer. Master the frequency, and you master the flow of possibility, turning the abstract concept of parallel universes into your daily, lived experience. Our personal frequency the energetic signature defined by our core beliefs and persistent emotional states, possesses a remarkable, often overlooked power: the ability to retroactively reinterpret and functionally rewrite our personal timeline. This doesn't mean changing the historical facts, but rather changing the emotional weight and narrative impact of past events, which drastically changes their influence on the present and consequently shapes the emerging future. The past only holds power over you because of the emotional resonance you attach to its memories in the present moment. If you currently hold a frequency of victimhood or resentment tied to an old trauma, that emotional signature actively magnetizes present and future situations that mirror the original pain, ensuring the continuity of that low-frequency reality. However, when you consciously elevate your frequency to one of forgiveness, gratitude, or acceptance regarding that memory, the energetic bond of suffering is severed. By shifting your resonance, you essentially move the past event to a new, higher-frequency timeline where its meaning is redefined. The memory remains, but its emotional charge dissolves. It transforms from a wound that dictates your current choices into a foundation for wisdom and strength. This act of rewriting the past is powerful because it cleanses the energetic filter through which you view the present, instantly freeing up energy that was previously bound by pain and allowing it to be used for creation. This refined energetic filter is what shifts your current experiences. If your frequency is high, attuned to appreciation and expansion, the people and circumstances in your present reality feel lighter, more collaborative, and more supportive. Obstacles seem smaller, and solutions appear readily available. Your high frequency acts as a magnet for favorable experiences, creating a continuous loop of positive feedback that reinforces your elevated state, thereby accelerating the frequency of positive events in your immediate reality. The profound power of frequency is its ability to magnetize future scenarios that align perfectly with your sustained emotional state. You are not waiting for the future to happen to you. You are actively vibrating it into existence. If your dominant emotional resonance is one of expectant joy and confident wealth, the universe begins the complex synchronous process of attracting the exact people, opportunities, and resources required to fulfill that energetic commitment, often delivering them in surprising, non-linear ways. Conversely, if you consistently worry about financial ruin, you are just as powerfully magnetizing a future scenario defined by scarcity. The universe is entirely impartial. It simply delivers what you consistently ask for energetically. Therefore, the most critical act of conscious creation is not the verbal affirmation, but the sustained emotional state that confirms the reality of the desired future, establishing a powerful magnetic field that pulls that reality towards you. This magnetic pull also explains the speed of manifestation. When the emotional resonance of your desired future is matched precisely by your current frequency, the time gap between them collapses. The future you desire is not miles away. It is vibrating just outside your present perception. Sustained coherence brings these vibrational fields into alignment, resulting in the desired outcome appearing suddenly and effortlessly, often feeling like a magical intervention because the linear struggle was bypassed entirely. True timeline mastery requires you to view your current emotional state as the singular point of power, controlling both the interpretation of your history and the trajectory of your future. You do not need to fight history or force the future. You only need to purify and stabilize the frequency of your present moment. This clarity of vibration ensures that only the highest potential past interpretations and the most abundant future possibilities are drawn into your current reality stream. In essence, your personal frequency is the editing suite of your life narrative. By choosing high vibration emotions, you are revising your biography from a story of hardship and lack to one of expansion and power, instantly impacting the quality and timing of every unfolding event. As you consciously raise and stabilize your frequency, the subtle shifts in reality that signal temporal reconfiguration become increasingly noticeable. These are not minor changes. They are palpable indications that your internal broadcast is successfully collapsing potential timelines and reorganizing the external world around your desires. Learning to recognize these signals is crucial, as they validate your efforts and motivate you to maintain the elevated frequency required for continued acceleration. One of the most powerful indicators is the experience of accelerated synchronicities, where before meaningful coincidences were rare and isolated events. They suddenly become commonplace, occurring in rapid succession. You might meet 3 people in 1 week who all possess the exact knowledge or connection you need, or the perfect piece of information appears immediately after you pose an internal question. This rapid-fire feedback loop signifies that your vibration is highly coherent and the universe is responding with maximum efficiency, collapsing multiple necessities into a compressed temporal window. Another key sign is the sudden dissolving of major obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. The bureaucratic hurdle that stopped you for months suddenly disappears due to a timely intervention, or a long-standing personal conflict resolves itself effortlessly without your direct involvement. These dissolved obstacles are evidence that the resistance that previously sustained the low-frequency outcome has been removed by the superior, organized power of your new vibrational field. The path doesn't just get easier, the blockages cease to exist. We invite you to join the energetic conversation. If you are noticing profound shifts in your reality, comment below with the keyword alignment and tell us one sign you've recently noticed that confirms your frequency is reshaping your world. Your participation strengthens the collective field of conscious creation and amplifies the power of recognition for others on this journey of awareness. We love reading your successful experiences. The emergence of sudden, undeniable intuitive hits is a crucial internal signal. These are moments of intense clarity or knowing that bypass logic, often providing key information or directing you toward a critical action. Because your high frequency grants access to the non-linear, timeless aspect of the quantum field, the information you need is delivered instantaneously. Trusting these hits accelerates your manifestation process, as you're acting on information derived from the future timeline you are actively creating, thereby bypassing unnecessary trial and error. Furthermore, you will notice a heightened sense of flow and ease. Tasks that used to drain your energy are completed effortlessly, and opportunities present themselves without the need for exhaustive searching or self-promotion. This lack of friction is a direct measure of your energetic alignment. When your frequency is optimized, you are riding the current of the universe, and every action taken within this state moves you closer to your desired outcome with maximal efficiency and minimal resistance, confirming the temporal reconfiguration is active. A tangible shift is the feeling that time itself is moving differently, often speeding up during periods of high creative output or deep gratitude. While this is partially psychological, the physical effect is that you accomplish more significant tasks in shorter periods. Your focused high-frequency attention allows you to utilize temporal reality more effectively, concentrating energy and effort in ways that defy the normal constraints of the clock. Indicating your personal frequency is literally compressing time for your benefit. The universe also provides validation through external confirmations, seeing repeated numbers, symbols, or specific messages that directly relate to your current intentions. These are not mere superstitions, they are energetic breadcrumbs, visible markers placed along your timeline by the universal response to your frequency. They serve as reassurance that you are on the correct, accelerated timeline, confirming that your thoughts and emotions are being met with immediate external mirroring and validation. Finally, an undeniable sign of active temporal reshaping is the dramatic improvement in personal relationships. Low frequencies attract drama and friction. High frequencies attract harmony and support. When your frequency shifts, challenging relationships often either harmonize beautifully or gently exit your reality, clearing the path for new connections that actively support your elevated goals and reflect the coherence you are now embodying, confirming that your entire field is being reorganized for higher potential. Recognizing and celebrating these signals, accelerated synchronicities, dissolving obstacles, and intuitive clarity is essential. Each sign is a data point confirming that your frequency is the ultimate control panel for shaping the flow of events and time itself. The ability to reshape time and accelerate manifestation is not a passive gift, but an active skill honed through consistent, intentional practice. The core work is always focused inward, achieving and sustaining high levels of energetic coherence. By employing specific techniques focused on grounding, emotional tuning, and intentional focus, you can move from accidentally manifesting to deliberately engineering your desired timeline. The foundation of conscious temporal manipulation is coherence practice. This involves deliberately synchronizing the heart and brain. Techniques like heart-focused breathing, where you breathe slowly and deeply while focusing your attention on your heart space and recalling a genuine feeling of gratitude or appreciation, generate a massive, coherent electromagnetic field. This unified field is the cleanest signal you can broadcast into the quantum field, dramatically accelerating the speed at which desired realities manifest by cutting through energetic turbulence. Grounding and anchoring are critical for maintaining a stable frequency. A high frequency without deep grounding can lead to erratic manifestations. Grounding techniques like spending time in nature, mindful walking, or structured meditation that connects your energy to the earth ensure that the powerful energy you generate is anchored firmly in the present moment. This stability prevents your frequency from fluctuating wildly, ensuring that the timelines you are drawing toward you are stable and sustainable. Intentional focus techniques are the next pillar. Once your frequency is stable and coherent, you must consciously direct that energy toward a specific outcome. This is not casual wishing, it is an act of total immersion. Spend time visualizing your desired outcome, not as a future goal, but as a current, lived experience. Engage all 5 senses in this visualization and, crucially, saturate the image with the feeling, the frequency you would have after the goal is achieved. This energetic prepayment is what compels the universe to deliver the matching event. If you find value in these profound tools for consciously shaping your reality and accelerating your timeline, please show your support by hitting the like button. Your engagement helps us share these powerful frequency practices with others, seeking to master their creative potential and understand the mechanics of synchronicity. Another powerful technique is emotional tuning or future pacing. Whenever you catch yourself in a low-frequency state, worry, impatience, frustration, immediately pause and intentionally tune your emotional state to that of your future successful self. Ask, what frequency would the already wealthy, healthy, loved version of me be holding right now? By choosing that elevated emotion, confidence, peace, joy, you are instantly jumping your consciousness onto the higher potential timeline, bypassing the linear process of solving the immediate problem through low-frequency effort. Active detachment is the paradox of high-frequency creation. While you must hold the clear intention and the matching frequency, you must simultaneously detach from the timeline of how and when it arrives. Attachment creates resistance, which slows down the flow of time. Practicing detachment, trusting the universe implicitly, is a high-vibration act of faith that communicates, "I am certain this is done," thereby allowing the fastest, most efficient route for manifestation to unfold, often through surprising synchronous means. Gratitude amplification is perhaps the most efficient frequency shifting practice. Genuine gratitude is a high-frequency state of recognition and fullness. By making gratitude a persistent state rather than a fleeting response, you signal to the universe that you already possess abundance. This instantly shifts your vibrational state to a receiving mode, significantly accelerating the arrival of new desired outcomes, as the field is compelled to match your feeling of existing fullness with more things to be grateful for. The power of release. Acknowledge and release limiting beliefs that serve as low-frequency anchors. Identify beliefs about scarcity, unworthiness, or inherent struggle. These dense frequencies actively slow down your timeline. Use intentional practices, such as journaling and questioning the validity of these beliefs, to dissolve their energetic hold, allowing your natural high vibration frequency to surface and accelerate your manifestation process without unnecessary drag. By committing to these intentional frequency practices, you transform from someone merely subject to the flow of time into someone who consciously directs it. You become the conductor of your life's tempo, capable of collapsing years into moments and shaping your present and future with effortless precision, proving that your frequency truly is reshaping the universe around you. We have traveled deep into the quantum connection between your internal frequency and the external flow of time, establishing that nothing in your life is truly coincidence. It is all vibrational data. Your emotional state is the universal command center, dictating the timing, quality, and appearance of events in your reality. By accepting that synchronicity is not a spiritual metaphor, but a fundamental principle of energetic physics, you step fully into your role as a conscious architect of your timeline. The power to accelerate your goals, reinterpret your past, and magnetize abundant futures lies entirely within your grasp, accessible through intentional emotional tuning and energetic coherence. The greatest liberation comes from understanding that the constraints of linear time are largely a product of a fragmented, low-frequency state of consciousness. When you elevate your vibration, you unlock the non-linear potential of the quantum field, causing events to converge and possibilities to materialize with uncanny speed and perfection. The journey is not about working harder or pushing against reality. It is about tuning finer, achieving an inner harmony that the external world must invariably reflect through effortless flow and accelerated manifestation. Now is the moment to integrate this profound awareness. Stop labeling perfect timing as luck and start recognizing it as the direct, undeniable evidence of your masterful energetic output. Commit to managing your emotional frequency as your most valuable asset, knowing that every choice to prioritize peace, gratitude, and focused intention is a decision to accelerate your path toward your highest potential timeline, collapsing the distance between where you are and where you intend to be. As you conclude this journey, reflect on these questions. What low-frequency resistance are you ready to release today to immediately accelerate your timeline? And what single high-frequency emotion will you intentionally anchor into your present reality? Share your intentions in the comments to solidify your commitment. If this deep exploration has empowered your perspective on reality and inspired you to take control of your creative power, ensure you are subscribed to receive more guidance on mastering your frequency and reshaping your destiny.